Welcome to Paranormal Headline News. I'm your host, Bonnie Vent. Here are your top stories. Haunted home? You may need to disclose it before you sell. NASA discovers hidden portals in Earth's magnetic field. Brought to you by Genesis Creations Entertainment, who's excited to announce their DVDs are now available for rent and download on Amazon.com for as little as $1.99. Search Bonnie Vent on Amazon.com for details. Have you ever considered the possibility that the house you bought is haunted? Whether you prefer your housemates to be normal or paranormal, is it too much to ask for a straight answer on paranormal activity before you get to closing? Since one person's ghost is the next guy's windblown tablecloth, determining a spectral state of a prospective home isn't always easy. However, the law makes clear some important disclosure requirements. Here comes the disclaimer. This is not legal advice. Real estate laws vary greatly by locality. Always consult a lawyer if you're looking to get involved with a stigmatized property. Real estate with a checkered history, such as a site of a murder or even a potentially good history that could cause unwanted traffic and gawkers, may be classified as stigmatized property. This must be disclosed because a home's notoriety will affect the future value, either in wary buyers or unwelcome sightseers. Haunted houses may or may not fit the definition. Generally speaking, the owners of stigmatized properties must disclose the stigmatization if they wish to sell the home. Disclosure requirements differ by state, but generally they address criminal stigma, murder-suicide stigma, debt stigma, and phenomenon stigma. Many, but not all, jurisdictions require disclosure if a house is renowned for hauntings, ghost sightings, etc. However, the key to establishing phenomena stigma is that the house must be widely and publicly perceived as haunted before it is sold. The reasoning is that the property's spooky reputation will affect its future value. Our planet has come a long way in scientific breakthroughs and discoveries. Mainstream science is beginning to discover new concepts of reality that have the potential to change our perception about our planet and the extraterrestrial environment that surrounds it forever. Portals have been the subject of the metaphysical community and theoretical physics for decades. They are all come together as we continue to grow in our understanding about the true nature of our reality. Here's a clip.
Hidden Magnetic Portals Around Earth. Presented by Science at NASA. A favorite theme of science fiction is the portal, an extraordinary opening in space or time that connects travelers to distant realms. A good portal is a shortcut, a guide, a door into the unknown, if only they actually existed. It turns out that they do. Sort of. And a NASA-funded researcher at the University of Iowa has figured out how to find them. We call them X-points, or electron diffusion regions, explains plasma physicist Jack Scudder of the University of Iowa. They're places where the magnetic field of Earth connects to the magnetic field of the Sun, creating an uninterrupted path leading from our own planet to the Sun's atmosphere 93 million miles away. Observations by NASA's Themis spacecraft and Europe's cluster probes suggest that these magnetic portals open and close dozens of times each day. They're typically located a few tens of thousands of kilometers from Earth, where the geomagnetic field meets the onrushing solar wind. Most portals are small and short-lived. Others are yawning, vast, and sustained. Energetic particles can flow through the openings, heating Earth's upper atmosphere, sparking geomagnetic storms, and igniting bright polar auroras. NASA is planning a mission called MMS, short for Magnetospheric Multiscale Mission, due to launch in 2014 to study the phenomenon. Bristling with energetic particle detectors and magnetic sensors, the 4 spacecraft of MMS will spread out in Earth's magnetosphere and surround the portals to observe how they work. Just one problem: finding them. Magnetic portals are invisible, unstable, and elusive. They open and close without warning, and there are no signposts to guide us in, notes Scudder. Actually, there are signposts, and Scudder has found them. Portals form via the process of magnetic reconnection. Mingling lines of magnetic force from the Sun and Earth crisscross and join to create the openings. X-points are where the crisscross takes place. The sudden joining of magnetic fields can propel jets of charged particles from the X-point, creating an electron diffusion region. To learn how to pinpoint these events, Scudder looked at data from a space probe that orbited Earth more than 10 years ago. In the late 1990s, NASA's Polar spacecraft spent years in Earth's magnetosphere, explains Scudder, and it encountered many X-points during its mission. Because Polar carried sensors similar to those of MMS, Scudder decided to see how an X-point looked to Polar. Using Polar data, we have found 5 simple combinations of magnetic field and energetic particle measurements that tell us when we've come across an X-point or an electron diffusion region. A single spacecraft, properly instrumented, can make these measurements. This means that a single member of the MMS constellation, using the diagnostics, can find a portal and alert other members of the constellation. Mission planners long thought that MMS might have to spend a year or so learning to find portals before it could study them. Scudder's work shortcuts the process, allowing MMS to get to work without delay. It's a shortcut worthy of the best portals of fiction. Only this time, the portals are real. And with the new signposts, we know how to find them. For a portal to more NASA science news, visit science.nasa.gov.
Thanks for joining us today on Paranormal News. For more information on these stories, please go to www.sdparanormal.com and the Paranormal News feed page. Don't forget, sign up for a free subscription to Paranormal News. If you'd like to sponsor or advertise on Paranormal News, please send us an email at paraxnews@aol.com or join us at bonnievent.com. Until next time, I'm your host, Bonnie Vent.